Do you know how Cisco got that moniker?
Well, he was very nice to people. Everything he did in life was, he was always helping people when he got his life together. And he was just a good person. He knew how to take care of his family. Mm-hmm. He knew that before he got to me. His mother and them, they was very close. So he knew how to take care of his family, how to take care of people, how to begin life. He was very intelligent. Cisco was very intelligent, ahead of the game. To 21 years, he died at 21. But at 14, he was a man of 50. How
did he get the name Cisco?
He got it from his father. His father was Cuban. And his father gave him the name. The other side of his family is all Cuban, and they speak Spanish and everything, and they gave him the name. That's how he got it.
So Cisco Kid was initially brought into the thing by a gentleman named Robert Paul, who was known throughout Harlem as Motorboat.
Yes.
What kind of man was Motorboat?
Well, he was a country guy. He was a very country guy when I first met him. And he just lucked up and got into the business, got into the drug business. And he was first using Cisco as going to pick up money and do stuff like that. Cisco was slick.
How old was Cisco at that time?
Maybe 13. He was slick. He was very slick. And he was always gaining for something, He wanted to play basketball, but he was short. He played ball well, but he was short. He was too short. They wasn't taking no short guys. So, Robert Paul put him in the game, and after Robert Paul put him in the game, he moved up. Really, at the time, they used to say Robert couldn't count. Cisco was very intelligent. He knew the number game. The number game was good. So if he couldn't count, that was his dream. You understand that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I do. I overstand.
Yeah.
So I read in the book, you have a copy of the book?
Right here, yes.
Can I see real quick? I read in that book, excellent book. You wrote that?
Yes, me and my mother.
It is extraordinarily well written.
Thank you.
By far, that's not urban lit.
Thank you.
So, God bless the child. In that book, I read about how, it was in part 2 that hasn't come out yet.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I read about how he and Chucky, his best friend,
yes,
used to pitch pennies, which was something that in our day as children we loved to do, right?
Right.
And how he would pitch pennies, how he was very savvy.
Yes.
And he was gonna come up by hook or crook.
That's right.
So if his penny didn't land closest to the wall, and for those who don't know, pitching pennies was a game we played back as children back in the 60s and 70s, where we would pitch pennies up against the wall, and the one that came closest to the wall would win all the pennies that fell short. And if Cisco's pennies fell short, he would nudge them forward when nobody was looking, or he would just grab them all up and take off running.
He was definitely a runner.
Right?
Yes.
And they didn't catch him. And so he would, which spoke to his character and his drive, which were things that were looked at by older gentlemen in the game.
Because, he was a winner. He wanted to be a winner. So when you gaining to be a winner, you're going to make it. Because you're reaching for the top. You're not reaching for the little small shit. That's why he ran with the pennies. That's why he nudged you and he took the pennies and ran. He had to win.
So he was about 10, according to
he was 10 back then.
He was 10. Now, at some point in playing that game with them, he snatched the pennies up, ran down the street. The only person who pursued him, the person who pursued him furthest was Chucky.
Right.
And when Chucky finally caught up to him, He's winded. Chucky said he says to Chucky, "Look, I'm sorry about that, bro, but I needed to get you away so I could tell you something." And he pulled out a wad of money, back when money had real value.
Right.
And Chucky responds, "Where'd you get that money from, man?" He said, "Look, old head hollered at me, man. He gave me an opportunity, gave me a shot. This is where it's at, man. We're going to get this money." And he was probably 11 years old,
Right.
maybe
I hadn't
12.
met him yet. I hadn't met him
Right.
yet.
So this is when his story in that respect begins.
Right.
When he steps into the game.
Right.